help desk software, payment software, email marketing tools, CMS and blogging tools, SEO tools, deal management tracking, pipeline tracking. You don't need more tools to get more out of your business. You just need HubSpot. Their all-on-one customer platform is a dream come true for every member of your team, with best-in-class campaigns and workflows to generate more leads for marketing, category-leading pipeline management to help sales close more deals, powerful AI chatbots, and a knowledge base to help service teams scale, and it's built to deliver results and revenue faster to help your business grow. So dump the disconnected tools and the chaos that comes with them. Discover what HubSpot's all-on-one platform can do to streamline your business. Visit HubSpot.com to grow better today. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday, June 21st. I'm John Weigell here with Ben Berkley, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Gen Z has become more likely than ever to invest in the stock market, according to NASDAQ. But their investment style is pretty unconventional, with some influencers touting the use of tarot cards and astrology to their followers in order to gain a good buck. So is this a problem? And does fortune telling really pay off that way? We'll get to that in a bit, but first let's give you the hits and headlines today in business and tech. First up, starting with Anthropic. Anthropic just announced its latest AI model, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, a new and improved, faster version that will also have a better sense of humor and be able to generate more human-like writing. So I guess, Ben, this is the innovation we're seeing across the board in AI, and the latest is Claude.
Yeah, I guess this one's specifically welcome news to me. I've tried to use Claude actually as a writing assistant. I've heard that it's allegedly the best model on the market for writing. I honestly got so annoyed with its poor attempts at jokes and kind of strange fact hallucinations that I stopped. So I guess this new version of it, it's worth picking it up again and seeing if it's better. But also kind of hope not, because then I will be unemployed sooner.
Yeah, the better human-like writing is a bit of a scare.
I mean, I'll try to make friends with it until it comes for me.
Good strategy.
Thank you.
Next, McDonald's is introducing a, drumroll please, $5 value meal in response to customer complaints that its menu had grown too expensive. I'm one of those complaints. It's not alone, though. Burger King, Wendy's, and Starbucks are all launching new deals as well. Keep them coming, baby. Next, Amazon is replacing 95% of its plastic packaging, air pillows, with paper filler made from 100% recycled material in North America. The swap is going to eliminate almost 15 billion plastic pillows a year. And, I'm not one to speak highly of Amazon lately, but that's some pretty good news, it sounds like, Ben.
Yeah, honestly, good for planet Earth, good for Amazon taking all those plastic pillows out of this world and presumably then also out of its budget. But mostly just good for my ears not having to hear those pillows popping. It never ceases to just really upset me, even when I know it's coming. So I'm apparently
oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm basically just a chihuahua of a person.
Over to the shoe industry. Nike and Converse are suing 52 alleged counterfeiting networks accused of running 98 websites and 267 social media profiles to hawk bogus goods to U.S. shoppers. And finally, Sony's on its big acquisition train lately. Sony is set to acquire the rights to Queen's music, name, image, and likeness for $1.27 billion. And that's the largest price ever paid for an artist catalog. I've done a lot of research on this over the years, and the artist catalog prices were pretty exorbitant, but this one has to be the biggest I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, Queen will forever be a money factory, so I'm sure this deal will pay off way sooner than any of us would imagine. But you're right that the catalog prices are just getting absurd. Sony paid $550 million for Bruce Springsteen's catalog just 3 years ago.
That's right.
And that seemed like an impossibly high sum. And now they've more than doubled that for Queen. So, wow.
Yeah. Okay, on to the main story today. Our big story is about the wave of Gen Z investors that are flooding the market lately. The generation is super familiar with the market, maybe more than any past generation, but some are using fortune telling to get an edge. So, Ben, can you first tell me about how these Gen Zers are using fortune telling in order to buy stocks?
Yeah, I guess I have to. We're here. The internet, we know, is this haven for pseudoscience. You kind of expect people to make important life decisions in less than ideal ways, kind of just like a part of the experience of living in this era. But sometimes it kind of hurts to see those things playing out. And there was a Fortune article this week about Gen Zers using astrology and tarot cards to make their stock trading decisions. And you look at that and you hear examples of this happening and think, yeah, there's really no way this is a thing that more people are doing. And then you actually dive into the TikTok videos themselves, which I did. Mm-hmm. You look at the comments, which I did, and you see it in action. And yep, we've got young people day trading, and before they hit buy on Amazon or whatever, they may pull a single card out of their tarot deck to confirm their decision. And that's where we are.
Listen, as a person that does read tarot cards, actually, I'm all for consulting the beyond once in a while. But for something that could be as financially damaging as investing a lot of money in a stock that may go nowhere, it's kind of a big deal. But some influencers are seeming to do quite great with it. One even in this article claiming that she makes $5,000 a month just day trading. But I have to imagine for every one of those, there's 50 to 100 others that maybe aren't seeing the same success rate.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the thing. And it makes you just why not just use these things for making big life decisions about your partners and your family relations like a normal person? But I think we're seeing this generational shift where Gen Z, they love playing the stock market and they have much expanded ability to do so. You can just hop on Robinhood and do your thing.
Yeah.
I think we saw that more than 70% of the generation allegedly owned stock. That seems like a really high number, but every generation's going to have their methods for making their decisions. And I hope this is more fad than a going concern and more of just hey, this influencer made it work, but everyone realizes maybe they're lying to us and maybe this isn't a really good idea. I guess we will see.
Yeah, and considering that we've seen such an ideological shift from Gen X to Millennial to Gen Z when it comes to wanting to work all the time, needing to work all the time, and wanting to work for every dollar that you earn versus conducting a way for passive income, the quote, work smarter, not harder method that I feel like Gen Z is really, really on top of lately. You said it with apps like Robinhood. They just got a lot more accessibility and they're able to kind of hop on and experiment with it at a much younger age than pretty much any generation before them. Of course, they don't exactly feel optimistic about the economy,
no,
which makes a lot of sense. But it seems like they're putting a lot into passive income like this.
Yeah, and I guess as they're approaching it, I understand this idea where you want to feel some sense of control over your fate. That's why so many people are looking forward and cool, I'm not going to retire until I'm 85. And even then I'm going to be renting. And, this is a very bleak worldview, which is earned in many cases. And you want to get involved in this stuff to try to give yourself a pathway out. And you want to feel like you're making those decisions. That's the part that's really strange to me in all of this is it's hard enough when you're making decisions, when you're kind of putting it off onto something ultimately of chance. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the results are always going to follow. And it feels like one of those things where people are doing this and telling people this is the way. And like so many things on social media, it just ultimately is misinformation.
Yeah. There are a lot of investment YouTubers out there that just get things wrong. You just have to figure out what's truthful and make your own decisions based on it. But I will say, though, that the positive part about this, it is really exciting how many young people are interested in the stock market because for a millennial like myself, I didn't know anything about it until I was maybe in my mid-20s. Yeah. It's that education that they're getting a little earlier. But of course, you just have to be selective in who you get your education from.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I really like that aspect too. And I think that's something I also wish that I had gotten into younger and just kind of had a much more deeper understanding of how it all works. I think I want to put that off to one side. And then off to the other side, I want to put off fortune telling in general is this really big booming industry. And it's so large that I think I just saw the numbers. It employed 97,000 people in the US last year. It made $2.3 billion in revenue last year. Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
If that brings people joy and peace and is helpful, awesome. Both of those sitting on their own, love it. Put them together. I don't know. It just feels like a really dangerous combo.
Yeah, that is a recipe for some stock market disaster, I feel like, in many cases. All right, and that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show, everybody. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a lot more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go get yourself signed up at thehustle.co/email, and we'll see you later.